Retro Rob plays everything.
Hey, Rob here, and it's been a long time since I've done an indie game gem, but today I'm going to do one because I love the crap out of this game. It's called Reassembly. It's published by Indie Voyage and developed by Aniseptira Games. Oh, I probably should have messaged him and asked him how the hell to pronounce that. Anyway, in this game, you basically you assemble your own starships. I mean, from scratch. I mean, everything is like it's like a Lego set, basically. Uh, and you basically go off into space and try to take over the entire galaxy. It is really fun as hell. It's a top-down game. It reminds me a lot of a game on the Dreamcast. Oh, what was the name of it? Armada. Just aesthetically, it's a lot like Armada, but the gameplay is pretty much nothing like it. You can use the joystick to control it. I found that that's kind of difficult, so I use the keyboard and a mouse. This ship is really big. This is not something you would start with. And let's recently pick out a ship. This is kind of a monster of a ship, but let's go in the menu. All right, this fleet is all the ships that I've constructed so far. You start out with a few basic ones, and then you add to it. Large amount of these are just ones that I came up with. And let's see, I already got that one already. Let's take the big ugly out there. Each one requires so many resources to build. Your base one, you don't need to worry about that, but you can add a factory to the side of your ship. Here, let me double click on that. You can add a factory to the side of your ship, and if you want to generate one, you have to be able to collect enough resources to actually build it. So that's kind of a big deal. You'll figure it out. Anyway, as far as construction goes, you level up throughout the game, and you gain the ability to unlock all of these weapons. You do pay to unlock them with credits. I have them all, so by credits I mean actual stuff earned in game. There's no like once you buy the game, you bought it. There's no pay to play part of it. Anyway, over time you'll unlock all these. I've unlocked them all. There are a number of ships you don't see at first. It's kind of a challenge to build ships to defeat certain enemies. In fact, you often build specific ships for specific enemies. For example, there's these spinning ships that are a real son of a gun. And the Big Ugly was actually built just to deal with that particular type of ship. So I don't keep a lot of them out because I don't see a lot of them anymore. But I've mostly mangled their fleet. But you might want to keep that in mind that you're probably not going to just build one ship and keep evolving it. Another thing, note that you can copy things by hitting Alt and dragging it over, so I can have more than one copy of the ship. Reason to do that is if you're massively changing your ship over time, the costs can get really high for the ship. So you might want to keep an older version of your ship around to spawn to add to your fleet. And you also might change it in a bad way. Like there's a version, I don't know if I've still got it, there's a version of the Mark series that, oh man, it was just a mess. Just a mess. And it was barely flyable. So it was good that I had an old backup ship to go back to. All right, so bindings or weapon bindings, honestly, it's pretty smart about how it maps everything, but you can remap them if you'd like. Honestly, I don't think I've ever remapped them because I haven't needed to. Here's your data bank of parts. I'm hoping someday they'll add to this. That'd be kind of nice. Well, the palette part is the ones you can actually use. The data bank shows all the pieces. Since I've unlocked them, there's no difference between that. There's tutorials. You start that at the beginning of the game. You can, of course, build your own, come up with your own color scheme and change it as you like. I'd like them to be blue. Change them over to blue. Finally, the map. everything you've discovered. These wormholes take you to other systems. I've already been to a couple, so this map is not complete yet, but I'm going to try and take over the whole thing. All right, so back to it. Zoom out, basic WASD controls. Let's go look for some trouble. There's some trouble. You start out with ships about that size. Notice this, my ship has 2 shields too. I've got a, these are things that you add. You don't have to build a ship with shields if you don't want to. You can just make them super maneuverable, but I have one big station shield, and I have another smaller shield over the front of my ship. To keep the guns online. There's a star base. And somebody trying to get it. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, he tore me up pretty good. Because I forgot to fire my missiles. Should have died. Oh, man. All right. This particular ship is actually one of my older designs. It's a little bit better for exploring with. I've got a ship that's a little bit better suited for battle. There we go. Let's do this. I gave myself a few days break from this before I started doing this video because honestly, I was just playing it too much. I get kind of hooked on this one. Fun. Get away from me. For my ship, it's a little bit easier sometimes just to blast my way through. Just to try and steer around something. Come on. Right, there's the base. Now the other guy's gone, apparently. Oh no, he's down there. There's one of them. Oh. Oh, aim forward. Boy, my shields went down really fast against this guy. I might have to switch ships. Really doing well. Get myself. Oh, took him out though. Ah. No, backwards. The ship goes. Oh, son of a biscuit. Oh, that's one of my guys. That's all right then. Didn't get the resources from that though because my other ship took it. Bastard. All right, so I've gained a star base. Let's take a look real quick at the building. the fleet building section again. It's going to drag this guy down. Just basically go through a small build. Take a look at, all right, so here's your command module. This is the part that if they blow it up, you die. Here is a hull piece. Another hull piece. Obviously, there's different shapes and sizes. However, note that using the greater than and less than keys, still teach greater than and less than in school, right? It's not one of the things that went to the wayside. They didn't change it for something unintelligible. But anyway, greater than and less than keys make it larger and smaller. You can turn it like this. I think Q and E also do the same thing. You can clone it by hitting Alt and dragging it. I'm going to build something small. All right, so you need some things here. Obviously, you need your power module. You're going to need a generator to provide power. Note that these things tend to explode when hit, so if you have a small ship, you might not want it right next to here. This is more of a capital ship type of situation, so I don't have to worry about it. You're going to need thrusters to move it forward. Hold on a minute, let me get more of these on. It's odd. That happens a lot too, or it doesn't really match up. There we go. Alt. There we go. Let's put a couple thrusters on. I can use a big one, I guess. There's a thruster. That guy on there. A bit more hull. There we go. Let's see, Alt. Hit M to mirror it. Didn't help me in this case. Doesn't always do what you intend it to do. It does what it does. Doesn't necessarily do what you want it to do. Why is this turn facing the right way? Don't think that matters. This guy's a little uneven here. All right, we'll do it this way. Yeah, sometimes stuff doesn't line up quite how you'd like. So you just do it a little bit differently. There we go. And then round. Some kind of a wing here. Note that you're going to want thrusters that will turn the ship right and left. I found that a lot of small thrusters seem to work a little bit better for turning than just one big old thruster, so might want to keep that in mind. Yeah, let's not use that one. With this. And a little bit. Yeah, where's that? I want to surround this guy a little bit. I often will put weapons near it so that when they can beat you down to the point where you're just this little command module. And if you just got the command module and some engines, sometimes you can escape, fight another day. So I keep some weapons on it just in case. You're going to want to be able to collect resources so you can do these containers. They also resize. Just a gas one in there, I guess. Holding the Alt. A little bit more up. Another thing you can do is select multiples, of course, and do your Alt. There we go. There we go. That's how it turns into one big handle, so I can just drag the whole thing over. It'll try and snap to place if it can. Make that bigger. Just make this kind of dumb looking. Go up a little bit. There we go. Again, this is kind of a basic ship. I could take this whole thing and just copy it. Honestly, I think I'm going to turn this guy around and use different. Bring this forward a little bit. And I'm going to copy this. Turn it around. Make it 1. Did not turn out how I wanted it to. I wanted it to go here, but it's a little bit too big still, so shrink it down a little bit more. That's too small. Yeah, well. Let it go. I need bigger cannons than that. Big. There we go. Copy it. Mirror it. On the other side. Looks alright. Not winning any awards here, but like this. Out. Here. Turn it. Some more hull in there. More lasers. You never have too many lasers. So you know. I'll put a small shield on here. Fit. Ah. Another thing you can do is just pull the whole part off to give yourself enough room for something. Just go like that. Normally, I would not fly around with a hull this thin. And there's a spot for a shield generator now. Or not. Really. Power-wise, this might have a hard time powering itself, honestly. Be afraid. Hide thrusters everywhere. So far as I can tell, thrusters that are in an enclosed area don't work, just so you know. However, missiles, if I were to put a missile bay in there, the missiles would fly through my ship and hit enemy ships. Yeah, let's see. Drones don't, though. I think they just fly around inside, as I recall. Where's the guided missiles? There we go. It generally won't let you screw up too bad, but can't screw up. Alright, so I've just made we'll call this armed freighter. AF1. Here he is, he's coming together. Nice. Just explore something really quick. Another base, alright. All you have to do to find a base is fly near it. Stay there long enough. Activate it. Enemy ship. So it's probably not going to do that well against it. I can't believe he's retreating. Look at me. It's not very mobile. Doesn't steer very well. Nice thing about star bases is if you're in a pinch and the star base has a shield, you can hide behind it. I can't believe it's doing as much damage as it is to this guy. Crap. No way, it killed him. That is crazy. Should not have happened. Alright, so basically you go around space, invading new areas, destroying the enemy, and taking over. And that's reassembly. It's really a lot of fun though. I mean, there's just there's always new ships to see. I mean, I still see new ships every once in a while that I haven't seen before. There's challenging ships that come up every once in a while, and you've got to basically redesign your ship to deal with those challenges. Well, that's a big son of a gun. I would not. I'm glad this isn't like my largest ship. Anyway, really fun game. Highly recommend it. It's around $15. Yeah, $14.99 on Steam. Link down below. Pretty sure you're gonna like it if you like to play games. Alright, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more. See you next time.
Retro Rob Scaling Videos.